Yeah, the mic's
Yeah,
on.
it's working.
Yeah, the broadcast is just taking a minute to catch up. There we go. Yep. It's caught up now. We'll let Roger come back in here.
Is it recording now or on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We're all good to go. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze though.
You what? Oh, bless you.
Excuse me.
Oh. Okay, we'll call to order the Columbia City Park Board meeting Monday, January 26th. And the first we'll do is attendance.
Kim Barga.
Roger Farrell.
Mark Ellis. Matt Hyde. And everybody get a chance to look at the meeting minutes that were emailed from Matt last week.
Yeah.
See anything that needs changed or discussed or? I didn't see anything from last month.
I move that we approve the minutes.
I second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay, Matt, we have first thing here, right?
Yep. We've got the pool motor back. Did that Friday. So that's back in. Putting water in the dog park, still doing that. Putting together some new sponsorship levels. You guys have seen those. We're just trying to finish those up and get the banners, is what the cost of the banners are going to be. And talking about the age limit that we had at the father-daughter, that it's going to be 18 and under, that you guys approved last meeting. Yes.
You had the father-daughter, what's that, the father-daughter dance
Mhm.
the other week? Okay, how did that go?
It went great.
Yeah.
We were able to get through the food lines within about 20 minutes.
Oh.
People coming in, we announced, we didn't know how that was going to go, but we announced all the little girls coming in, and that took about 20, 25 minutes.
That's neat, though.
So all in all,
It is neat.
we got everybody in, seated, and through the line, actually quicker than normal. So it was a good thing. We did a couple things different this year, not only announcing the names, but we had everybody sit down and we released the tables. Normally we don't do that. Normally it's a free-for-all.
Oh, gosh.
And so the lines are real big and, long. But yeah, so we tried something different, and it seemed to work out a little better. So it was a great time. Andrea and Melinda did a lot of work, like they do every year. It turned out great, and the entire team, pulled through and was able to get everything done in a timely fashion. So
Awesome.
Great.
it was really cool.
So, talking about the ages,
Uh-huh.
was there many daughters that were over 18 this year?
There was at least one that I know. I believe she was 24. And she was, we never really could, because you really just can't come right out and ask someone, but it's almost like her dad brought her and she brought her daughter too.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it seemed like it. But I mean, there is different age groups, and maybe that was part of their family dynamic to be that distant from one another. So, but yeah, we did have one that was Saturday night. That they came. But yeah, it was a real good turnout. We always have Drop the Beats production. Scott Frazier there. He always does a fantastic job, and his girls show up Saturday night. So yeah, everybody gets involved and everybody gets a piece of the happiness, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Great.
It's a good quality time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
We got the locks in and we've changed them now on the Dreamland Pavilion. So the only people that can get in there are ourselves. And we're currently working on hanging the lights that we have. We got brand new 8-foot LED lights to replace the
That'd be good.
big 8-foot incandescent fluorescent bulbs that are in there.
The up-to-date ones.
Yeah, so we're taking, so the LED is just one tube, basically, and it's replacing a 2-tube, but we're having as many lights.
Mm.
So there's 12, so we're putting 12 back in. But we're hoping that that'll save on energy with that. Also talking with Chip Hill right now, the community development director. They were putting in like a test kitchen type thing over in the Marshall building
Mm.
to kind of allow people that don't really have a space, but they want to start to cook or maybe start a food truck or something. They can have that space. They could rent out that space and do that. And so he's actually offered to the stove out of there to let us have that in the FOP, because we weren't going to open the kitchen up in the FOP. But with that, it's a new gas stove, but it's a residential. It's not a commercial, so that helps us out greatly, because then you don't have to have the hood vent going,
Right.
because it's not commercial. You're not going to be cooking for hundreds of people.
You're right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
it's mostly just to warm something up.
Yeah, hopefully just to warm something up and,
Yeah.
and to do that. So, so that's moving forward. I have Vicki Jones that called me, and I totally forgot to bring this up last meeting. She is with,
Blessing box?
well, she sent me an email of the blessing box. She sent me a picture of it so that, yeah, I'll pass this around so you can kind of take a look at it. She is with the United Methodist Church in town. But this is kind of what they do. They have it just sitting on a bench right now. It's a fairly large box. They put stuff. She kind of explains it there in a text that they put stuff in it that not normally you can get through SNAP or hygiene products, things of that nature that people that maybe are transient need to get.
Thank you.
She wanted to know if they could put that in the park somewhere in Morshes. There's some obstacles there to look at, but I told her I'd bring it to you guys, and you guys could help make that decision, because it is a pretty large box. It would have to be up on something, because if you leave it on the ground, it'll get wet and moldy and stuff. They don't normally put perishable. There is nothing you can eat or is in there. You can look at it all kinds of different ways. We do have a transient population that comes through the park in the spring, summertime, but we try to get them out of there. And I wouldn't want something like this to maybe keep them there
Right.
Yeah.
or draw more. So that's one thing that I was going to throw out. I think it's a great idea.
So which park were you thinking?
Well, they were just thinking Morshes. I've ran into more transient people down at the Vole because of the tunnel. Again, with Dreamland there, you don't really want to I mean, it's a great thing, but
Yeah.
but people, once they realize that it's there, they're going to come seek it out.
Well, the word will get around in the transit community.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Strangely enough, somehow it does.
I'm not sure that's the way
I
to
would
go with
suggest
that.
Eagle Park right here because it's a more wide open space as long as there's some form of a surveillance
Yeah,
that can happen.
and we can put it really at
Just-
about
just-
any
just
park
so
in
it
front of
doesn't
a
get
camera.
damaged, Right.
In front of a camera. So that's something that if you guys wanted to think about, I can let her know. Again, I was supposed to bring it to you guys last meeting and I totally forgot. So I don't know how quickly they're wanting to move on this or not, but you guys tell me if you want more time to think about it, so you can make a better decision. If you want to make a decision tonight, we can. It's up to you.
Does it have to go in a park?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you guys come up and say, we think it should go Kenneth Wright, or at the trailhead, or,
Or the courthouse?
well, we can't put it there.
Well, no, we can't.
But we could suggest it.
Yes, right.
Right,
Right.
so,
Is there something like here on this property, like a location that, where it would be,
well, I mean, yeah.
Because I
you
do like
could-
the idea of,
Yeah.
helping somebody for
but I
sure.
also like it, like, where it's not tucked away, like you were saying,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it would need a frame to set on.
right?
Because they currently set it on a bench outside, and they say they fill it like 2 to 3 times a week.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah. So, because I think in the message, so that I'm clear, it's towards the downstairs entrance, and it gets refilled at least 3 times a week
And where is this at?
at United Methodist Church, and
Oh,
it's
at their church.
yes, it's
Okay.
currently at their church, and since they've seen such a need there, they thought maybe they should bring
Is
it
that
out.
the
Like,
East entrance there?
yeah, it says by the downstairs door entrance.
Okay.
There's no food, hygiene products, toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant, bathing soap, women products, laundry soap, dish soap, toilet paper, paper towel, and that's just to name a few things. I guess it's to focus on items not offered through the food bank or SNAP.
I'd be interested to know or see how many people are just driving up there in their car, and
Well, it is,
that seems
I'd
quite
be
frequent,
interested.
you know.
to-
But
Are these people that are just moving through the county and the city?
Well, it sounds like to me, if they're part of the SNAP program, I'm not aware of the SNAP program. I think it's or the food pantry. I think it's for lower income people to be able to get, because like SNAP, you can't buy certain things. They give you, I don't know, like stamps. It's kind of like the old food stamps, I think. And so you're not allowed to buy certain things. I know, like pop and
yeah, they changed that recently.
yeah, that it needs to be healthy items. And
It's a tough one.
so it may
You
not
wanna help
be,
people.
yeah, it may not necessarily be transient people either. It may be just people in the community that are
Oh,
needing
okay.
help.
See,
Okay.
that's what I
That's
was
a little
getting, if it's just transient, this is a tough decision.
Yeah, I think this is, I think, and that's the reason why they fill it so often is because it's people in the community that are kind of needing the help down now.
Okay, so if it was, say, it was placed outside this building,
Mhm.
who's gonna fill it and kind of maintain it?
Well,
Them?
they would.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing that I did with a young lady up at Dreamland. She wanted to put one of those box libraries in,
Yeah.
and so we set the post for her, and she went ahead and put the box on it and painted it and did all that, and then she actually makes sure that the books are in there. If something gets broken on it, she repairs it. You know, it's her box. We just gave her the location to put it. So
Well, we have that area along the asphalt here that would be in the open. Uh,
Even right
Here.
Even right, is there surveillance on the door out here?
there is. You know, the other thing is that if that's getting filled up 3 times a week, that's a lot of traffic.
It is.
And we have a lot of traffic through here.
Yeah, that's true.
There can be a lot of traffic going through. So yeah, there's just some other things to think about there.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea.
I definitely do.
And there are people in need, obviously. Do we want to tie the park with that? We're in the business of helping people, basically,
Mhm.
with, the park and so forth and so on,
Mhm.
families.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's something, I think it's a great idea too. We just have to figure out if it's a fit for the park. Maybe, like you said, maybe it goes courthouse or, they're pretty picky up there.
Well, sure.
What
Yeah,
about
sure.
the pocket park? That's not ours.
Which one?
The
Oh, and then between the alleys, over by
Mhm.
Shoes and More, and then there's the one by
downtown,
Tokyo.
yeah, by Shoes and More.
Yeah.
That
Uh,
pocket park, is that
Yeah,
ours?
those aren't ours.
Those aren't ours.
No. Okie Alley and
Yeah.
Thomas Marshall.
That's the
Are-
city
are
district.
Are not.
and stuff,
Yeah, they are not.
Is there a way we could try it as an experiment? See how it goes? And if there are any problems?
Do they have a structure or something a box already?
Yeah, the box that you saw would be what they put.
They'd build another one.
Yeah, or they put that one there.
Okay.
We would just have to have something that it could set on. That's kind of what's tripping me up right now is do we build something, do we, how do we get that? They currently can put it on their bench outside, but I don't know what we could put that on per se.
You'd almost have to pour a little foundation or pour a little slab or something and fasten it on a post or posts, right?
Right, and then,
Or some type
you
of
know,
structure so it doesn't get damaged or taken.
well, see, that's the thing, taken, because they're at the church, I don't think anybody's gonna pick it up and throw it in their truck.
Yeah.
You put it in the park, and they'll swing down 1 o'clock in the morning, throw it in the back of their truck, and off it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we definitely want to protect it.
Poses problems.
Yeah.
Maybe we ought to think about it.
What's that?
Maybe we ought to think about it. I don't know.
Yeah, did they say like when they would like to know or?
No, they just like to, she didn't seem that there's a big sense of urgency when I talked to her, because I told her, I said, I totally forgot to put that out to you guys last meeting, so.
Maybe we suggest several places other than the park. I just somehow don't see the park in that. It could be a,
I like your idea of like this, where it's open and
Mm-hmm.
very visible.
yeah. If any place, that would,
Just
Yeah.
the thought, I don't know, about it being tucked away too far.
Mhm. And I think one of the things they're saying is their church is kind of tucked back there
Yeah.
in the woods,
Yeah.
and if it's getting filled 3 times a week, then there's a need, so they're trying to get it out
Right.
Sure.
where it can be seen more.
Right.
But if they're, is there focus for transit, more of the homeless type and
After reading the text and stuff, I think it's more just for
whoever
whoever needs it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dry pantry, is what I would say.
Okay.
It's not like a food pantry or
Sure,
anything
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toothbrush.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I know our church has something similar.
Mhm.
In the library, they have so if people stop in, they can get those items out of there as well. So.
I'm not sure we should do on that.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to table it till next time, I can give her a call tomorrow and tell her some things that we talked about.
I think that would be good, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think we're, like the idea, but I'm not sure if it's right for the Parks
I
Department.
think we have a lot of
They
things
have
on
it
the
at the
table
park.
right now anyway.
And with the
and-
development of Eagle Park here, it might be kind of difficult to nail down a location where it wouldn't have to be moved, right?
Right, yeah.
Unless it was around this building here somewhere,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Which
would feel
would be-
good about this.
which would be tough, because if you've
Right.
got a lot of activity during the day, we'll come in during the day, that
Mhm.
might pose a little bit of a problem.
I will give Vicky a call. It's Vicky
Yeah.
Jones. I don't know if I said that or not,
Mhm.
but I will give her a call tomorrow, and I'll just let her know some of you guys' maybe questions.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna drive around and see if, like a spot kind of.
And that, and I'll just see what she says.
Okay.
And we can just go from there, if that
Okay.
works.
What's the park, by the trail?
Well, there's Kenny Wright that's by the
Yes,
chair.
the stack,
trail.
right, yeah, I was wondering,
Mhm.
maybe that one.
Yeah, there's even the Whitley Street Trailhead building where the bathroom is there by the fire museum.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
not a
that'd
bad
be-
location. I
Yeah.
think there's some surveillance there, right?
No, actually, there's not
No.
now.
Which, I mean, if they're not concerned really about, my concern with the surveillance is just for vandalism. Want to protect it.
Right.
But, obviously, just having a camera on doesn't really protect it, but we could at least maybe
Right.
track down who's doing it.
And Kenny Wright doesn't really have a drive-up place.
Mm.
Right, yeah,
So-
where that trailhead does,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, or parking lot, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
Park, do your thing, and then
Right. Yeah, I'll
that
just
might be a good spot if nothing else.
I'll just talk to her a little bit tomorrow and
Okay.
maybe I'll send something out in an email just to kind of let you guys know so you guys can think a little bit more on it.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip the dog park fence because we'll need to make a decision on that and vote on that. The
Okay.
buddy system is a 5K, or is going to be a 5K. Shoot, I can't remember. I think it's April 11th. It's a Saturday. That's for service dogs for our veterans. Yes, it's April 11th.
Do you know where they're going to run the 5K? Is it on the asphalt, or they're not gonna go in the mountain bike trail in the woods or anything, are they?
No, it's going to be held over here.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, well, usually, the reason I say that is usually in the springtime with all the trees that we have and those
Mm.
big nasty thorns, I don't
Mhm.
want to have an animal step on one of those big thorns, because that usually happens in the spring. There's lots of thorns on the trail, and, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Let
not.
bike tires pick them up.
Mm.
I'm not
Unfortunately.
sure like what their course is going to be.
Mm.
They've asked if they could use the practice field and maybe set up some vendor tents.
Mm.
And I asked them not to drive on anything because that could leave a lot of ruts on those football fields. He asked about food trucks, and I told them that he needs to make sure that they have the right permitting, and we don't have power for them, so they have to be self-sufficient.
Bring their own generators.
So they'll have to line up along the fence here.
Will they be parking on the asphalt?
Well, there's parking spots along the asphalt.
Right.
Yeah, by the fence, they'll be parked there.
Okay.
So that's a benefit coming up. Then the travel teams and the use of the park. We're having a quite an influx this year of maybe the team wasn't what they thought last year, or they are wanting to get more competitive for their son or daughter or whatever, and so they've maybe branched off and made their own team. And we're getting a lot of requests this year for, hey, can we have practices and can we have this and that? As of right now, the way we stand, unless you guys tell me otherwise, we wait to schedule any practices until our league has gotten their practices. Then they call, then they're able to get, and they pay for using the field. It's $20 an hour to play on a field. So, but there just seems to be an influx, and I'm not. It's just a weird dynamic.
Are they teams from a ways away?
No.
No? Okay.
No. A matter of fact, I think a couple of the teams may affect our numbers.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I could see it happening. I don't know if it will, but there's a possibility that it could. So, so we're just looking at, we'll have to look at the final numbers when they come in. But is that something that, like for instance, we've had entities come in and ask to use the full field, and we kind of make a contract with them that they can come and they can use that field. But what ends up happening is that they know that they, as a local team, they know that they're taking players away from our league. So what they would do is we made a fee of like $70 a player that they pay us. So then that way we kind of get that offsettingness, and then they can play. That's what we've kind of done in the past with some of them. But those contracts are now over with because their kids have aged out or they're not doing it any longer. So we just kind of change as the world goes on. So, and today had a very exciting talk with Star Bank. They're looking into getting more involved in the community, so there could be some really big things coming from them. So it'd be welcomed, because some of our stuff is just at the end of life. You know, you can only repair it so many times before it totally conks out. So. But yeah, so we had an interesting talk today with them. We'll see where that goes. Then I've got the fence quotes in front of you. We have Arrow Fence, R&C Fencing, and we have a local contractor, Bechtel Construction. I also reached out to Randy Vanderford, and we might just have miscommunicated or something. I never did get anything from him. So Arrow Fence is a little different than what these other two. These other two are pretty much a mirrored of what equipment and fencing and hardware and all that stuff. This is really apples to apples for these two. This one here, you can tell he said black vinyl would be the 99.9 and the galvanized would be the 75. And that's for the 8 and 5 foot. So what they're saying is the 8 foot around the large dog area, and then 5 foot around the small dog area, because they went off of the JPR plans that I sent them.
Arrow did?
Yes. Yeah. So these are actually 5 foot around
and 6 foot.
and 6 foot around the large dog area.
So right away on the arrow fence, it doesn't say how many linear feet or anything. I'm assuming they know.
Well, supposedly
'Cause
they could pull it off of
On the other one, they have,
Mhm.
install 1,366. Yeah,
Right, right.
That's not on there. And why did they go with 5 and 6 foot when?
Well, because I actually talked to both of these individuals.
Oh. Okay, and that's okay to go to that, 5 and 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 foot would be more like a penitentiary.
Well,
Yeah.
it's pretty tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's some dogs that can really get there, but
True.
probably not too many.
Hopefully the people that are in there with those kind of dogs have a good, they obey well.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
and, that's that would be a rarity to have that happen.
Mhm.
6 foot would be the standard.
The biggest thing that I wanted to make sure of is that someone couldn't just drive up there with a dog and just kind of
Set it over.
set
the
it
fence.
over the fence and then let
So-
us have to take it to Humane Society or
So
something
why
like
wouldn't
that.
why wouldn't you do 6 foot everywhere?
Well, it's just
Would
that
it be cheaper
Well,
for the smaller dogs side, or is that?
the 5 foot's cheaper for,
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Okay.
Yeah.
cheaper 5 foot and
Yeah.
6
Okay.
goes up.
yeah.
Do we have, well, in the city of Columbia City, is there an ordinance that there's only so high you can put a fence in town?
No, not with the dog park, because it's see-through. It's not.
Yeah, it's a regular
It's
chain link.
it's not privacy fence.
Well,
Right.
see, I know in Fort Wayne,
Mhm.
we couldn't put anything higher than that. We had to have approval from the city
Well,
themselves.
yeah, and that's how it's like at my yard, because I wanted to put a fence there, and they said 4 feet, you can
Mhm.
pick a fence or chain link fence, is kind of the limit there. But if it's, like I have a 6 foot tall privacy along the alley,
Mhm.
and that wasn't an issue. So,
The other thing that with this is that like RNC, they'll actually make the gates. So when it comes to doing the lock that we're gonna put on, they would actually weld in an extra square. They would work with the lock company to do
Uh-huh.
that. I'm sure that Mr. Bechtel would try to do the same thing.
so how much was the RNC one? 50?
Yeah. mhm,
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you look at both of these to see, I mean, are they
Well,
the same?
I believe that on,
Includes 2 4-foot wide single gates, this one.
they, on the Bechtel one,
Okay, 4-foot wide.
on the, the
3
Bechtel
10-footers,
construction,
okay.
he did 1,400
I saw
plus
that.
feet,
Yeah,
when this is more specific.
okay,
Um,
okay. 85 feet of 5-foot galvanized, oh, okay. Push bar and electromatic, yeah, okay, I saw that other. I've never heard of this Bechtel construction, but I'm
he's a
sure
young
that-
man,
Oh.
he's starting up,
Sorry, doing
so.
well, okay.
I was asked by one of the councilmen if I told him if he'd give me a list of community fence installers, that I would give them a call and talk to them.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's what I did.
I
Yeah,
think that's
full
what we
local,
need,
right?
that's what we need to look at, if someone in the area can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So the fence that RNC and Bechtel have they're both just galvanized? Yeah, it says galvanized, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't see that right away, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with
I mean,
the
black would be,
vinyl.
great, but it just doesn't seem to
Well,
last very
it
long.
also, you get a good strong dog, and it's flexible at the bottom.
The galvanized isn't?
I'm assuming they are going to
Wouldn't that
run
be the same
some
as ones-
tension wire along the bottom.
What's that now?
Isn't black and galvanized the same, just one's black?
And it's a little different. I mean, it is galvanized, but it's not as thick as the regular galvanized
Oh.
chain link fence.
Oh.
And they're using 9 gauge, which is, yeah, that's good. Are they planning on running a tension wire at the bottom?
This one I did not, Mr. Bechtel, I did not talk to him about that. I believe that I talked to this gentleman at RNC, and if I remember correctly, he was talking about actually putting maybe a pipe at the bottom instead of the suspension wire.
Yeah.
To make it more of a rigid.
Yeah, we just run, they can run a wire down through there and pull it tight.
We have both at the baseball diamonds.
Yeah.
When they've replaced it new, we've got a suspension wire
You
that
would
goes
be
through there.
amazed what dogs can do with chain link fence.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
So you
it's
just
got to
push
be.
on it, right?
No, and
Yeah.
these are going to be dogs that I would assume are fairly well trained.
Yeah.
That's an assumption.
And they
They're
would,
gonna be busy.
and yeah,
Each
Right,
other.
right.
Yeah.
and they're gonna have their owners there watching them. It's
Mhm.
not like they're letting them out the back door and just letting them out for a
Right.
couple
So they're
hours
making dinner.
so they
Right.
can get bored and start digging.
Right,
There's gonna be some digging going on, but
right.
nothing that I would think that
Yeah.
they would get
No,
get out from.
The
you
bike
know?
is a good idea also, what they're thinking of doing, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know much about fencing stuff.
Well, the whole secret in a fence, having done that for 19 years, doesn't make any difference what you use as far as the material on the fence. It starts with the posts. You better have those, and I will say this for Arrow, I'm prejudiced, but I think we should stay in the county if we can. But when you put that post in, you gotta bellow it out at the bottom, because if you don't, with the Indiana weather, it's particularly like we have now, it'll pop that up. It'll just pop it up, but if you make it bigger at the bottom than the top, it's not gonna go as much.
Then maybe you can answer this question better for me than Roger. When I was talking to both these gentlemen, RNC and Arrow, is that I asked them if they would only put the concrete on the corner posts and just pound in
Mhm.
the other posts, because I thought maybe that would stop the lifting like you're talking about, not having them put concrete around every post.
What did they say?
Well, this price reflects that
That they would only use cement on the corners?
on the corners.
And the gate posts,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and.
And the rest would be pounded in.
So how long are the posts? 10 foot?
6 foot, they're gonna be, you want 2.5, 3 feet, yeah, probably 10-foot posts.
And it says here that all posts set in concrete for Arrow.
Uh-huh.
I know I talked to RNC and they said that they could do that or they could pound them in. So,
I mean, there's always a chance they're gonna loosen up, you know,
Mhm.
but if they get them in, you know, I would prefer the cement, because that's gonna be permanent.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But if there's I haven't looked at the cost or anything, if it's a big difference in cost, then.
Well,
that's
the
gotta-
galvanized
Makes
here is
sense.
75.
Mhm.
75,000 on the
Mhm.
Arrow, and for this one it's 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So then
yeah, here
there's-
it says
there's the
deduct
difference.
5,000 for all line post driven, no concrete.
Yeah.
On Arrow.
Yeah. So
Great,
it's
so
not
that-
not a big
that's the-
deduction.
That's the difference in that price, I'm sure.
So I see the 9 gauge.
On the arrows? Yeah, I don't see it.
On RNC. I didn't see it on Arrow.
It doesn't say.
Where did you see?
Right
see
here's on
it?
Arrow.
On
Right.
Bechtel. I didn't see it on Bechtel.
It doesn't say the gauge of the
It doesn't,
post.
okay.
That's the next one.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, either company does the same work. You know, there's nothing wrong with Arrow or RNC.
No, they've both been around a long time.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Bechtel. I mean, are these? Yeah, I like that he's local.
if it would be someone in the county, if this Bechtel, he's in the county, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long he's been in business. Ever
He's
met?
just starting.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say under 5 years. That would just be my
Yeah,
thought.
Yeah,
I'm not for sure, but
you know, you wanna use anything that's in the county, I mean, to keep the
Sure,
money and
sure.
and so, and good advertisement.
Maybe we could check references and,
okay.
I mean, or has, you know, do you know if he's installed large fences and things like that?
I
don't know if
did
he's had
not,
much experience with
no,
that.
I didn't check with that. Like I said, I got, one of our councilmen asked me to call a list of local people, so I
Sure.
did. And a young man came out and saw me on site
Nice.
and went over some stuff with him. And I made sure to, you know, I did one of these things with black marker
Yeah.
and I cut this out so that, you know, I said, okay, you're apples to apples. So what this is here is what I want you to give me here.
right.
So,
Can you
And-
maybe confirm that that is the 9 gauge too? Am I saying that correctly?
Okay.
Sounds like you, Roger, you have a pretty fair amount of experience with chain link fences.
I have dug a lot of holes in the summer after, I teach, but that's the time when I go into Arrow and work for 3 months.
Oh, you worked at Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I'm prejudiced, and yet,
Okay, gotcha.
we go with the best we want.
Is Arrow, local too?
Therefore,
No.
No,
No.
they're in
Okay.
Fort Wayne,
Okay.
and, yeah, I've dug a lot of holes deep.
and I'll ask him if there's any bigger fence jobs that he's done.
Yeah. It's a.
and you know, he doesn't say anything there about, posts being cemented in or not. Doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah, it says here that the fencing, area perimeter and divider. Yeah, he sure doesn't.
No,
So I'll ask him.
maybe that's his, maybe just like, well, yeah, you have to do that. I mean, that might be, right?
Yeah.
And I would think you'd have to do that.
I had
And
my
all
own
that stuff,
company
if you have freeze
for
thaw
8 years.
cycles.
Fencing?
Yeah,
You did?
security fence company.
Really?
But
Yeah,
then-
the only
How
thing-
the, how the ball field
And,
fences, are they
we
cemented
decided
in
that-
those posts?
Yeah, but they've
Working in the
raised.
winter outside digging holes.
No, they did?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I went, that's why I
So
They're just
that's-
maybe not deep enough?
went with Arrow.
Well, no, I think what happened is when they set them, they didn't do that flare out at the bottom.
No.
They just drilled a hole and set the post, and then
And pour the
then it was
concrete in
able.
or-
Yeah, I mean that was done a long time ago. Most of that fence was done back in 84, 85.
Oh,
So
seems to look pretty good for being that old.
it's taken a lot of abuse for sure. But I'll ask him about pounding. Now, does it affect Roger? It just means the post might loosen a little bit.
It would, I'm gonna say that the possibility that they would loosen is more so than the ones with the cement.
Okay.
The one thing that posts, if they're, first of all, if they're not put in deep enough and then with that bellowing at the bottom, if it's just straight cement, as that ground does this, and they'll pop out. You get that down there, it can't go up because you've got the ground there and it's bigger than, and I've always liked that idea. And that was a big selling point when I would go out and sell for them also.
Mhm.
Because, you know, each post is gonna have that. I've seen it done both ways. And I would imagine that it may loosen, but it's not gonna pop out. I just don't see that happening. So if it's a big enough drop in price, then I would do that.
Okay.
But, of course, it's gonna be a long time having that fence in. And so,
We hope.
yeah,
I mean, the whole thing is that, you know, I'm skeptical about this,
Mhm.
but there's been a lot of people that ask for it, and so I hope that my skepticism gets proven wrong.
Mhm.
So, I hope it isn't for a long time.
My one concern with fence back there is that area can get pretty soft with water,
Mhm.
right,
Mhm.
ground. So does that help having cement?
Okay.
My personal opinion.
And then how deep would the cement be, 3 feet, 2 feet, 8 feet?
With that, we usually would bring it up to within that far from the top. Okay? Even with the,
So the dirt's capped over the top of it even.
yeah, and so that the dirt would, and I always kept it up about that far off the ground. That way you can trim underneath it a little better than, but neither here nor there. I'd be interested to see what he has to say with,
Well,
Yeah.
if you guys would be okay with this, I could contact Mr. Bechtel and set something up, and then you could meet with him and I,
yeah.
and we could talk through it,
Mhm.
and then we come back and report to you guys next month.
I like
The
that.
other
I like
thing, the other thing that they would do, and both R&C and Arrow would do this, I think, I don't know if it's in this particular, but when you start pulling that chain link, it's 9 gauge. 9 gauge is like you put around a commercial or an industrial fence. It's heavy duty. You start pulling that on an end post or a corner post,
Mm-hmm.
it has a
Something's
tendency
gonna
to
move,
break,
right?
yeah, it has a tendency to take that, whether it's got the cement at the bottom or not, take that post and move it a little bit this way.
Mhm.
And then you gotta go it the other way, and it goes this way. If they put a brace bar from the post to the first line post, and that way,
Just more like one of those angled ones?
angled
Yep,
or
yep, yep.
just in the middle of the 9-foot section, 4.5 foot up, put it, and it helps. Uh, Those are little tricks that we used to do to
Hmm.
make it so it stay where it's,
Well, yeah, you definitely want the corners to be
but
sturdy, because that's gonna,
like I say, R&C and Arrow, I can speak for both of them. They're good companies, and they will do you a good job, particularly if they know it's gonna be, it's good advertising for them, because they will put a sign on it. Arrow fence, R&C fence, what have you. And a lot of people who have the dogs and are thinking about putting a fence in the backyard, that's good advertisement.
Yeah.
So I recommend either one of them, and I'd be interested with what he's,
I will contact him, and then I will reach out to you
okay,
and see if we can't get something set up,
okay?
and then we can reconvene that for next month.
Sounds good.
Because you will have to vote on that one.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah.
I'm not, I'm kind of a double-edged sword here. If Errol gets it, well, that's because he worked for him.
well,
Oh, yeah, I see.
I mean, I do know they do good work, but like I say, R&C does the same thing. They've been in business, in fact, R&C started out, after Arrow was in business, I'd say for 8 years. And
So they've both been
jumped-
around a
yeah,
long, long
so they've
time.
been around, highly competitive, which that makes both of them go, you know.
one other thing to tell you guys about is we're having a lot of activity. It's again dogs. Excuse me. There's a lot of people that I've gotten a couple emails from a lady that's concerned about over here at Eagle Park, because most people will take their dogs inside the track and shut the gates and let their dogs off leash and let them run. That is not an okayed place to do that. So I talked to Chief Parrott, and I got the city ordinance number that spells all that stuff out, and so I'm going to be installing some signs over here and over at Morsha's and at DeVol and some of the other parks as well.
Any fenced in area?
Yeah, to let people know that, city ordinances is that you have to have your dog on a leash. It's actually number 7. So the city ordinance is 90.01, and there's a whole list of stuff, but number 7 really what coordinates to us. And then there's even one for the Blue River Trail. They made a specific one for the Blue River Trail that you cannot not have your dog on leash while you're walking, and that happens a lot.
So is there a leash length requirement on the Blue River Trail?
There is not. I did see, and when I was looking at that ordinance,
Because that has become an issue,
that there's
not
no,
here possibly, but.
that you are not allowed to use retractable ones in certain cases. So I'd have to read that again to nail that down. But
Okay.
I did remember reading that retractable leashes are not
Okay.
are something that's not. It's kind of frowned upon. So, but I'll take a closer look at that. But that's just so if you guys start seeing a lot of those signs pop up. We just have a whole lot of people that do that, and then we had to put waste stations out there, and the JFL people really loved that because they didn't have to dodge as many poop piles. They still
Yeah.
did, but it was a lot
I get
less.
it, I mean, these people are excited, they want somewhere for their dog to run, it's coming, it'll be this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll
And
get
they
it all.
probably just thought, well, field's not being used anymore, we'll let our dogs run there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Don't understand the activities that go on.
No, right.
Mhm.
And maybe call and say, hey, is it okay if, and you say, well, not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't be hard to just ask, right?
You'd think. Okay, do you guys have anything that's come up or want to ask about?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I move that the meeting be adjourned.
All in favor? Aye.
I
Okay. Good night.
always has to second it because I don't know people.